All right, Gambling God here, Friday the 13th, a special day here for everybody. The best and worst of luck to you. I had a few limited videos last couple days, a lot going on here, at the house, a lot of stuff happening, things going on. We were on yesterday for the Jets, the Ravens continuing their throttling of the NFL. Lamar Jackson, 5 touchdowns. Thank you to my opponent in fantasy for not using him. He used Aaron Rodgers. Watch Rodgers go bananas. Gambling God back with you. Going to do a sports video here. Then we're also going to post a Merry Grinchmas video. Sorry, that was his ass. We're going to post a Merry Grinchmas video separately. We're going to talk about how the holidays are fixed. We want to get into our fixed sports picks. A friend of mine went 7-1 last Sunday with my NFL picks. Good man, Mike. Want to keep that momentum going this week. We have NBA, NHL, and NCAA for you tonight. Your Friday the 13th, 2019, 347-861-7776 is your call-in line. Reach the Gambling God and talk all things sports, gambling, cat care, recipes. If you hate the holidays as much as I do, please call me. We will also talk about your friend of the show, Always 20, our friend Blackjack Joe, and his groundbreaking, trailblazing book, Always 20. Buy it on Amazon and Kindle and Amazon sound books, audiobooks, whatever they call it these days. Always 20. Blackjack Joe, a friend of the show. It's $20. Amazon, Kindle, audiobooks. Buy it for your favorite gambler or the person you hate and want to ruin their life by introducing them to Blackjack. That's Always 20 by our friend Blackjack Joe. So let's get into the slate tonight. We have a limited schedule in the NHL. Only 2 games, only 1 college game, and there are 9 NBA games. We will get into them now. First, we have Houston at Orlando here. Don't sleep on Orlando in this game. They are home. Houston's run-and-gun style fits perfectly with Orlando's team. No Nikola Vucevic tonight. He's on his way back from the foot injury, but not quite back yet. I have Kareem Birch, so let's hope that Vucevic stays out a little bit longer. But for tonight, I like the over in this game. I like Orlando +6. Buy it up to +8. And I like Orlando to win this game. Yeah, I picked Sacramento to beat Houston the other night. I'm going to pick Orlando to beat Houston at home. Won't be easy. Westbrook will be in the lineup, but Orlando's tough. They're home. They can score. And Houston doesn't play defense. And for that reason, any game is possible that they can lose it. Of course, Harden can go bananas at any time. I like Orlando +6. Take them, buy it up to +8 if you can. Orlando Magic over the Houston Rockets tonight. Take the over in this game as well. So I like Orlando there and the over. New Orleans at Philly. I mean, not a lot of value here in Philly, -8.5 on the money line. I like Philly to win. I think that, what's his name is not playing. My guy, Horford, who I have on my fantasy team, he's not playing. But I believe that Philly has enough to get it done. New Orleans has been slumping lately. I don't think they have Favors back in the lineup. I know Jackson Hayes has been starting. They're probably going to trade Favors away toward the deadline. They're a rebuilding team. They looked good, but it looks like they're losing some momentum. They'll probably get Zion Williamson back and a little bit of a shot in the arm on that one. Lakers at Miami. I like Miami here +5.5. Buy it up to 7.5. Miami could win this game. It's not out of the question. Lakers are a good team. LeBron's return to South Beach. Let's take Miami +5.5. Buy it up to 7.5. I like that play here. Lakers probably will win, but Miami is definitely a possibility. I like Orlando to be up at the half, and I like Miami to be up at the half. Take Orlando first half action +3. Take Orlando on the money line first half. Take Orlando to win, and take Miami to win. Take Miami first half action to be ahead. Take Miami +3 or 2.5, whatever it is, first half action. I always like these underdogs to be ahead at halftime against these high-profile teams like the Lakers and Houston. So let's grab those underdogs. I like underdog plays. Of course, my overall advice is always to monitor these games on live betting and to make sure that when you're doing that, you are checking. If you say you have Orlando +8, you buy it up from +6. Check when they take the lead, and they will, when Houston is down, because what they want to do is scare you into hedging your bet. If you have Houston, you want to grab the other side on live betting. So say Orlando +8, monitor it. Orlando gets up on Houston. If you can get Houston at some point +2 or +3 or +4 even, grab it on the live betting. And now you can hit both bets, but you can't lose both bets. And that is the key to the kingdom. Same with Miami. Say you get them plus 7.5. You buy them from 5.5 to 7.5, right? Now you're looking for Miami to get ahead of the Lakers. And the Lakers will be down at some point because the bookies want to scare you. Remember, this is not the Los Angeles Lakers. This is not the Miami Heat. This is the Las Vegas Lakers, and this is the Las Vegas Heat playing each other because at the end of the day, Las Vegas is the one that wins. Always, always, always remember that. Las Vegas is the winner. So you want Miami plus 7.5. You want Orlando plus 8. Monitor it. When the Lakers and Houston go down, jump on the live betting. Grab the Lakers and Houston plus the points. You're welcome from the gambling god. Next, we have Indiana at Atlanta. I like Atlanta here. Trae Young playing well. Team is rounding into form, covering spreads, winning games. Let's take Atlanta to win this game. Obviously, we like them plus 6. Obviously, we like them plus 8 if you can buy it up. Same idea. Take Atlanta to be home, to be up at halftime. I like these home underdogs, depending on the teams, obviously. So I certainly like Atlanta to win this game. I like Orlando to win. I like Miami to win. I'm not saying they're all going to win, but the value is there on the money line. So if you take $10 or $15 and throw it on there, or at least take them plus the spread, plus the points if you can buy it up, now you're ahead of the game. Furthermore, if you take them to win and they do go ahead, you could then grab Indiana on the money line plus the points, or even plus on the money line if you want. And now you cannot lose both bets, but you can hit both if you take them with the spread. If you do it on the money line, you can only win one of those. But what you're waiting for is Atlanta to take the lead and Indiana to be plus. You got to monitor these things. It's like a stock. You need to look at it. If you're just sitting there and you go out with your wife. I mean, if you are married, I mean, God knows, anybody watching this show, if you guys are married, I don't know how you stayed married, because it didn't last for me. But the point is that if you do have something going on in your life, don't gamble and then just leave the house. With this advice, this is not the kind of bet that I'm saying just bet it and forget it. Not one of those. You got to bet it and monitor it like a penny stock. Like a day trader, if you have Atlanta plus 6 or you have Atlanta plus 8, you're hoping Atlanta takes the lead for a sufficient amount of time so that Indiana is plus the points. And then once Indiana is plus the points, you want to grab them. This is the kind of advice I'm giving you. We are peeling back the layers of gambling because this is not advice based on athletic ability. I am not giving you advice based on athletic ability. I am basing it on what Las Vegas does to people, and Las Vegas routinely drives people insane. The people that are going to take the Lakers tonight are going to be shitting their pants when Miami is up by 10. I'm telling you, I've lived it, I've done it. It's not all of a sudden, it's not going to change where these favorites are going to be ahead from wire to wire. They might be. The Ravens were last night. Fine, no problem. But the Eagles weren't 3 nights ago, were they? Eagle fans? No, they weren't. And Giant fans, if you were on here and you had the Giants plus 9 and you bought it up to plus 11, okay, right? You were able to bang Philadelphia plus 7 when they were down 17-3. So you hit Giants plus 9, you hit Giants plus 11, and you hit Philadelphia plus 7. You did. You're welcome. But you wouldn't have thought of that if it wasn't for me. That's where the live betting comes in. You can use the live betting as a tool, as a resource. Once these favorites go down, the panic sets in. How do I know this? I have panicked. I have done it. I have sat there and watched my team be down at halftime and laid off by action on a hedge bet only to have the favorite come back and win. It is a fucking script. It happens all the time. It happened when Minnesota was up on Denver 2 weeks ago. When Denver was up on Minnesota 2 weeks ago, Denver was up 20-0. Minnesota. If you took the Broncos when they were down 20-0, if you took Minnesota when they were down 20-0 to the Broncos, you made a killing. You made a killing. You're welcome for that advice. You have to grab these big underdogs, wait for them to take the lead, and then hedge off on the favorite. Do it the other way. Don't take the favorite and then wait for them to get up and then take the underdog plus the points. It doesn't happen that way. These favorites go down, they stay down, just like the Eagles did, and then once the money's even, the bookies let them come back. Don't think that Carson Wentz and his receivers all of a sudden figured the Giants' defense out, and they couldn't before, because everybody else scored on the Giants, right, this whole season, but all of a sudden the Eagles couldn't. But then, when they needed to, they came back. Suddenly, Boston Scott was Walter Payton, right? They had no receivers, and it didn't matter. Suddenly, Wentz figured out how to throw the ball to Zach Ertz. Did you see it overtime? They left Ertz wide open in the end zone, okay? Totally insane. I watched it, you watched it, you gambled it, I didn't, but I gave you the advice. If you took my advice, you hit Giants plus 9, Giants plus 11, Eagles live betting plus 7. You're fucking welcome. Next on the board. Charlotte at Chicago. I don't know why this is Chicago plus 6.5. I don't know who's not playing. I think Levine is playing. But when I wrote this down, I have Charlotte at Chicago. Chicago plus 6.5. I don't give a shit. I don't care who's in, who's out, whatever it is. I don't care. I got a home team getting 6.5. Chicago's been good this year. I don't care if they go get some freaking AAU players. I'm taking the Bulls plus 6.5 all day long. I'm taking them on the money line. When I see something like this, I think it's code. I think it's a trap. Grab the Bulls plus 6.5 if that is in fact the spread. Maybe I have it wrong. Check that because I'm doing a video right now, so I can't check it. But just take a look at this. Something not right here. Something not right. All right. So Bulls plus 6.5. Buy it up to plus 8.5. Monitor it. Okay. When they get up on Charlotte, and you can get Charlotte plus the points. Like I said, grab Charlotte on the live betting. Next, Milwaukee at Memphis. This is a tricky one. If I can't use the same advice with confidence. I don't want to waste your money. Milwaukee is much better than Memphis. They're a 10-point favorite. I can't tell you with confidence to take Memphis plus 12. These games are fixed, but sometimes these games are not that fixed. But having said that, if you do want to bet this game, grab Memphis plus 10, buy it up to plus 12 if you can on a website. Plus 10 is for people that are going to a sports book at a window where you can't buy it up. If you're at Harrah's like I used to be, or you're at Planet Hollywood like I used to be, or you're at Monmouth Racetrack like a bunch of my buddies go to, you can't buy it up. You're stuck with the 10. So fine, take the 10. But there is live betting. So if you can get this on live betting, if you have Memphis plus 10, grab. The problem with that is that I'm not so sure that Memphis is going to get up on Milwaukee. That's the problem with betting on bad teams like this. See, the Bulls aren't a bad team. Atlanta is a bad team, but they're pretty good at home. Miami is not a bad team, and Orlando's not a bad team. These teams are capable of being up for a consistent period of time. Memphis is okay, but they're not good enough to be up on Milwaukee for a consistent period of time. You need a team that you have confidence that they will be ahead for a consistent period of time for the formula to work. So you need everything to work. You need a favorite, typically on the road, like the Lakers, against a team like Miami that's a good team that's capable of being ahead for the entire game, like the Giants were. Giants aren't a good team, but plus 9, plus 11, I had a feeling there was something going on there, and there was. So I don't have the same feeling on Milwaukee, Memphis. I'll stand moot on this game. But if you want to grab Milwaukee plus 10 or plus 12, it doesn't matter to Milwaukee how much they win by. It matters that they win. I like any home team getting 12 points, but Milwaukee is fully capable of beating Memphis by 10, 15, 20 points. So if there's better games, I'll keep shopping. Golden State, Utah. Utah, 13.5-point favorite. Golden State coming off a home loss to the Knicks of all teams. Makes people sit there and say, well, they couldn't beat the Knicks at home. How are they going to beat Utah? I'm all over this. Grab Golden State plus 15.5 if you can buy it up. If you can't, stick with the 13.5. I know Golden State is bad, but what I'm going on here is the fact that people that watch the Knicks go in and beat Golden State, and they're going to say, Golden State couldn't beat the Knicks at home. How are they going to go into Utah and win? I'm not saying they're going to win, but you know what? This is what they do. They take the logic of a gambler and they use it against you. So every gambler is going to say, Golden State, is not going to, they have no chance here. They just got beaten by the Knicks at home. The Knicks are bad. That's the logic. It doesn't fucking apply because these games are not real. This is Cirque du Soleil. This is ballet. This is rehearsed. This is all contrived. It is not real. It is fake. If you go to these games and you think these things are real, you have a fucking mental problem. If you really think, okay, that friggin' Tom Brady and the Patriots offense could not move the ball against Houston, but then Drew Lock could and wipe the floor with Deshaun Watson in them, you're on fucking drugs. Okay? And I'll tell you that for a fact because I used to be on fucking drugs. And I know what it's like to be on fucking drugs. And if you really think that stuff, your brains are not working, they're fried, they're scrambled, go get yourself a psychiatrist. Mine is dead. I have no one to turn to anymore. He dropped the fuck dead this summer. Next on the board. And next to last on the board, Clippers, Minnesota. Interesting game. Friday night, everyone's going to go Clippers here. Minnesota is fully capable of winning this game. Why? Because the Clippers throw games. That's how Doc Rivers got that super team in Boston. That's how he got the nice cushy job with the Clippers. That's how he got Paul George, and that's how he got Kawhi Leonard. He does what's right. He understands. He takes his foot off the throttle when he needs to. I'm going Minnesota plus 5 here. Buy it up to plus 7. You want to get frisky? Try them on the money line. They are fully capable of winning this game. They have some very good players on this team. I am not saying they're going to win, but the value is with Minnesota plus 5, Minnesota plus 7, and Minnesota money line. I cannot advocate to take the Clippers minus 5 or money line. Clippers throw games. It's very obvious. That's how these teams get good. They do what's right. They fall on the sword. They throw games. Last on the board, Knicks at Sacramento. I like Sacramento to win this game. If you're betting with the spread, minus 6.5, good luck to you. I don't tell anybody to take teams with the spread. To me, as far as I'm concerned, as long as they win, that's good. It's difficult enough to pick the winner, much less to now get involved with the spread. I've always said, pick the winners first. Go a few nights and just pick the winners, and then you can get into the spread. You'll never graduate to the second phase. Because as much as I follow this, as much as I track this, as much as I put thought into it, I still can't get them all right. I do okay, but it's very difficult to get them all right. No one's going to get them all right. It's an impossibility. Why? Because it's fucking fixed. It's random. It's not real. We don't know what they're up to. We don't know why they do what they do, but we do know that their hand is in it. The bookies, the mafia, everything. I don't know if you saw David Stern. They got to him last night. He had a friggin' brain hemorrhage in some restaurant in Manhattan, 77 years old. They got to him. Clearly, they put something in his food. Just like Gandolfini, just like Epstein, just like Bourdain, just like Robin Williams, just like Kate Spade. Should I keep going? They've killed them all. They're after them. This is the Illuminati. These are Illuminati blood sacrifices. All of these players, all of these leagues, they are doing what's right, and when they are finished with them, they kill them. Adam Silver, they'll knock him off. The Pete Rozelle, they killed him. Bart Giamatti, they killed him. They just killed him over and over and over and over and over and over again. And people just look at the news in the newspapers and say, "Oh, well, David Stern was 77. He had a brain hemorrhage. I guess he's just dead." And of course, it looks good, and that's why they do it. They're killing these people. They're murdering them. Google David Stern. Many times he has said he knows where the bodies are buried. Google that. David Stern, I know where the bodies are buried. There are articles at length about David Stern talking about how he knew or knows where the bodies are buried. Please, I beg you, go find these articles and read them. The man says he knows where the bodies are buried. He has a fucking hemorrhage and he has brain surgery in a restaurant in public. This is what they do. They fucking kill them. Anyway. Take Sacramento to win this game. I like the over between the Knicks and Sacramento, but my main play here would be Sacramento to win. To review, we like Orlando +6, buy it up to +8. I like Orlando to win that game. New Orleans at Philadelphia, not much value, but I do like the 76ers to win. Lakers at Miami, I like Miami +5.5, buy it up to +7.5. I like Miami to win this game. There's not much value in Lakers -5.5 or on the money line. Of course, the Lakers are a powerful team. Miami is very capable of winning that game. The value is in Miami money line. Again, with the Houston game and the Laker game, please monitor these games. When Houston and the Lakers go down, grab them plus the points on the money line. That's my advice. Same advice with Indiana, Atlanta. Take Atlanta +6 and +8 if you can get them. Take them plus on the money line. Monitor it if and when they go up and people start to panic. Grab Indiana plus the points. Charlotte at Chicago. Something wrong with this line. It says +6.5. Check it, please. Doesn't seem right to me. Seems too easy. Take the Bulls +6.5. Buy it up to +8.5. Take them on the money line to win this game. Milwaukee, Memphis. I stood mood on this game. I like Milwaukee to win. I don't really love Memphis +10. Like I said, there are better games out there. Buy Golden State up to +15.5. I love that. I love that a lot, especially coming off that loss to the Knicks. That's juicy right there. If you can get Golden State +15.5, grab it. Even at 13.5, grab it. My advice, I like Golden State there to cover. Not necessarily to win, but to cover. Can they win? Yes, it's possible. So if you really feeling really, really daring tonight, it's Friday night, maybe you have a couple of sangrias. Next thing you know, you're betting Golden State. Have at it. Maybe you'll get laid. Friday the 13th, who knows. Clippers at Minnesota. I like Minnesota to cover, Minnesota to possibly win. I think there's a lot of teams on the road here. One of Houston, the Lakers, Indiana, or the Clippers will lose, if not two. I'm not saying all, but at least one of Houston, Lakers, Indiana, Clippers are going to lose. Someone is going to do a 4-team teaser. They're going to say, there's no way these teams lose. They're fucking retarded, and they're going to lose. So, to my opinion, at least one of, if not two of, Atlanta, Minnesota, Orlando, and Miami will win tonight. That's your fixed NBA for tonight. Getting into your fixed NCAA, there's only one game on the board, top 25. It's Colorado at Colorado State. I'll be honest, I don't know anything about either of these teams, but I like the rivalry games. We are getting now closer to conference play. Colorado State will be always this tight. It doesn't matter if you know anyone on the teams. It doesn't make a goddamn difference. If you see a team playing the team from the state playing, it's immediate rivalry. It's passion. I'll take Colorado State +6 all day long. I don't care how good or how bad these teams are. It'll be close. And if it's a blowout, God bless it. But I like Colorado State +6. And again, I've watched a lot of college basketball in my life. I've been watching it 15 years. I've been betting it like a fucking madman. Okay, so the players, there's a lot of movement in college. They come in, they go out. Just like the strippers, they're in, then they're out. It's like freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. You get the freshman class come in, the 18-year-old strippers. They don't think they're going to be there long. The next thing you know, they're like Anita, and they're there for 20 years, which is fine. They don't know it. I know it. You know it. They don't know it. Like the alcoholic in your family, your Uncle Paul, he drinks. He stinks like it. He doesn't think anybody notices. We all know Uncle Paul beats the hell out of the kids. He throws the chair across the room. He hits Aunt Wanda in the head with the frying pan. She hits him back. They drink together. They have sex. That's how your cousins got here. Anyway. Take Colorado State +6, buy it up to +8. Same advice. I'm a broken record. This is what they do. People that are going to grab Colorado on the money line, they're going to panic. Take Colorado State to be ahead at the half. That's what's going to happen. Colorado State leads at half. They cover the 6. If you get it up to 8, even better. I like Colorado State to win. Again, the advice stays the same. Grab Colorado if you can get them plus the points. I will say this over and over again because the favorites are always behind. They are behind for a lot of reasons. Number one, they're the better team. They know they can turn it on whenever they want. Number two, they know that it's fixed, and they're waiting for the signal like the Eagles did to get back in the game. When the Eagles were down 17-3, they waited for Carmine to give them the signal from the stands, and then suddenly Carson Wentz remembered who he was, and he remembered that he had to throw the ball to Zach Ertz. Very simple. Doesn't make any sense to me how people believe that all of a sudden Carson Wentz just woke up and Boston Scott turned into Walter Payton and the team was able to move the ball easy. No problem. The team that couldn't move the ball for 3.5 quarters suddenly scored 3 touchdowns in about 5 minutes on Monday night. And we're supposed to believe this, right? If you believe it, sign off now. Fuck you. Anyway. NHL, Vegas at Dallas. Dallas is my pick to go to the finals in the West. Having said that, the value here is to take Vegas. I like the over in this game. There's 2 high-scoring teams. Good goalies, though. That's the other side of that. Is Fleury and Bishop are 2 very good goalies. I will take the over in this game. I will go over 6.5. I like Dallas to win, but there is value in Vegas. Vegas, if Vegas gets up in this game, go on the money line, grab Dallas plus. If they're down 1 or 2-0, it's no problem. Dallas can come back from that. So that's my advice. Wait for whoever scores the first goal here. Even if it's Dallas. If Dallas goes up 1-0 and you can get Vegas plus 200, plus 300, that's juicy. Grab it because Vegas is a good team and they're capable of winning this game. I like Dallas to win. If you want to lay 162 to win 100, you can. I wouldn't. 80 to win 50, decent. Okay, decent. But your value here is with Vegas. My best advice, wait for whoever scores the first goal and then grab the other team. And then if the team that goes up 1-0 goes up 2-0, grab that team that's down 2-0 again. Because any team that goes down in this game could easily come back. But I like the over in Vegas and Dallas. Jersey at Colorado, no value in Colorado minus 243. Take the over. I definitely like the over. And the Devils have been used like the Blackhawks this year to screw bettors over. They won in Calgary. They won in Las Vegas. I like the Devils here on the money line. There is a lot of value here. If the Devils go down 1 or 2 to nothing, take them. You might get them plus 400 or 500. Very similar here to a lot of games that we've seen. There is a ton of value in the Devils. I'm not saying they're going to win this game. They can. I like the over in both hockey games. I like the value in both underdogs. There's your gambling god. Friday the 13th. We're coming back with your Grinch video. Where's your fucking head, you motherfucker? We're coming back with your Grinch video next to talk about how the holidays are fixed, how they're designed to take money from you, and how they're ending relationships, and how they're causing men to drink more beer, gamble more FanDuel, more domestic violence, more restraining orders. Gambling God signing off tonight.